Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. In today's video, I'm bringing to you a very huge book haul. These are all the books that I've bought in the past 2 to 3 months, and of these, the first book that I'm going to show you is the best find of all. Okay, I think this is the best book that I bought in 2020 because of the luck that I got from it. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. The book which I said that I got very lucky in buying is Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. This is the third and final book in the Dark Artifices trilogy, and I'll say what are all the lucky things that I got from this book. Usually this hardcover, it's huge, you can see. It is available for at least $9.99 or 1,200 rupees all the time on Amazon. But on the day which I bought this, it was the last copy that was available in hardcover, and it was available for just 350 rupees with Prime. Okay, so I ordered it on that day, and 2 days after that, I think this got delivered to me on the 1st of October, if I'm not wrong. And it was a hardcover, just as I imagined. It was in the pristine condition, if you ask me. I thought I could not get any luckier, and I opened it up. And you have to see the dust jacket, which is a really awesome thing about this book, if you ask me. And it has really cool cover art inside. You can see the dust jacket's just so beautiful. I don't have many dust jackets like this one, and I do think that this is like one of those limited editions or something. I'm not sure. Even if every book has it, for 350 rupees I got this, so it's a huge deal for me. I don't know who any of these characters are. I think this is Church, because Church has lived for so long, and if you think this is the best part, you're wrong, just as I was. I just want to give a big drum roll, dun dun dun. Okay, the best thing about this book is that it's signed. Okay, it's signed. I got a signed copy that is this huge in hardcover by Cassandra Clare for just 350 rupees. How much luckier can I get after this book in 2020 when it comes to buying books, right? And if you've been following me, you obviously know that I'm in love with the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and getting a signed book for such a cheap price in an unexpected way is the best thing that ever happened to me. And that's why I'm showing this as the first book in the book haul, because if you're getting out of the video in the middle of something, I just want you to have seen this first. The next two books are also some two of the books which I got for the cheapest price in the past 3 months. I got these by the end of September, and they are Shadow and Bone and Ronnlund Rising, both by Leigh Bardugo in hardcover. Okay, these books are cost like 1,800 rupees per book, and I got both of them for under 300 rupees each. They were also the last copies to be available, and I just got so lucky by the end of September and the beginning of October when it comes to buying books. I was not that much lucky in reading them, but I was very much lucky in buying them, and they costed, this one costed like 290 rupees or something. This one didn't even cost 220 rupees. They were available for such cheap prices, and I was so happy for getting them, and I just wanted to show you guys these two. I was not able to get the second book, Siege and Storm. It is still high, over 1,800 rupees on Amazon, but I do think that I will get that one also eventually. One thing which bummed me a little bit is the Netflix sticker over here. Okay, it's permanent, it's with the cover, so I cannot even peel it off. Okay, but these two were like insane deals for me. The next book that I got delivered to me is the last book that I got delivered. It is Deep Work by Newport. Okay, I've heard really great things about this book, and also it's non-fiction November, right? So this was one of my buys for non-fiction November. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to read this by the end of this month or not, but I'm very much excited to get into this one because I've heard only really positive and great things about this book, and I do want to read a lot more non-fiction and self-help books in 2021 as well as this year. I have read a lot in 2020, but I'm aiming to read a lot more in 2021 when it comes to non-fiction as a category as a whole, and I do think this will make us one of the best reads in non-fiction for me. The other books in this haul are those books which I actually unboxed in my latest unboxing. So if you haven't watched that unboxing, you'll be getting to see all those books which I bought then. Also, the unboxing will be linked up in the iCard and down in the description. You can go and check it out if you want to. So let's just get into those books now. I told you that I got lucky, right? But that luck didn't just stop in October. It extended until November. Okay, it's this book released by Ness. It's a hardcover also. It was also available as the last copy. I got it for 200 rupees, and the best thing about this one is that it's a Waterstones exclusive, so obviously it will be even more expensive while I buy it on a retail price, but I got it for such a cheap price on Amazon. The best thing about this book also is that it's signed. Okay, I just got so lucky in the past 2 to 3 months that I got 2 hardcovers as the last copies for the cheapest price that are signed. Okay, and I don't think I could get luckier as a reader, and that's why I'm just hauling all these books to you now. Next we have The Kingdom of Back by Marilu. This is one of my most anticipated reads for this year. I'm not sure if I'll be able to read it by the end of 2020 or not, but I'm sure that this will be one of the most books which I prioritized the most to read in the beginning of 2021, because one of my most favorite booktubers, Elliot Brooks, she has raved upon this book a lot. This has a lot to do with music, and it's a historical fiction as well, with hints of fantasy here and there. That's one of the main reasons why I picked it up. And also she liked this book a lot because she's a violinist and a teacher of music. And she had really good, awesome things to say about this one. Also, in order to understand the taste of music that's been used in this one, we need not have any knowledge on music. If you have it, you're just going to enjoy it more, and that's one of the main reasons why I picked it up. Also, see this cover, it's just so gorgeous. The next one is Factfulness by Hans Rosling. This is one of those books which I and my brother, both of us, have been very much intrigued to read, because it's non-fiction obviously, and he reads a lot more non-fiction than fiction, and I'm also gravitating a lot more towards non-fiction nowadays because it just doesn't get boring at all at any instant. And also I've heard only really good things about this book. 1 minute book reviews, you should follow that account on Instagram, because who's the person that's managing that account, he reads exclusively non-fiction books, and he's got really awesome things to say about Factfulness, which I saw in one of his Instagram posts, and it was just awesome. Even before that, I saw this book featured in one of the videos in the book show in this Tamil channel called Sudandhira Paravai, in which there's an RJ named Anandi. She talks about specific non-fiction books. One of those videos featured this book, and ever since I watched that video, I've been wanting to read this one, and I got my hands on this one for a very cheap price during the Great Indian Sale. So I'm going to dive into this pretty soon. I don't know when. The next one is obviously my most favorite after Queen of Air and Darkness. That was a book which I didn't have a lot of expectations to read, but this is something which I'm very much pumped to read, and it is going to be my first read in December 2020. I'm sure about that. And I'm talking about the Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare again. Okay, it's about the various short stories featuring Magnus Bane, who's my most favorite character from the Shadowhunter Chronicles. Okay, he's just one of the best characters I've ever read. Okay, if I'd like to have a Magnus Bane in my life as a mentor, or as a friend, or someone whom I can look up to, because he's just such a sassy, cool person. Okay, he's also very wise, very clever in every way, and he's just got a lot of experience. That's one of the things which I like about Magnus, and I'm very much pumped to read this one. And I'm also going to try to vlog the entire experience of reading this book, so if you do want to watch that vlog, do consider subscribing. The next one is one of my most anticipated reads of 2020, and it is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. It is an adult literary fiction which deals with the story of a woman named Vanessa and her story when she was 15 and when she's 32 right now. Okay, she was sexually abused when she was 15, but at that time she thought that she was in love with her teacher, which was definitely not the thing going on. I've started reading this book. I'm almost 1/3 into the story, and I'm just loving it a lot. Okay, it's very, very dark, very, very intense. Okay, so if you're a person who likes reading very light-hearted books, definitely not suggest this one, because it's very, very heavy. It's really true. The writing is just awesome, guys. It's been very long since I saw this kind of writing in books that are not fantasy, and I just like this a lot. It's very, very real, and she just doesn't go on describing every stuff. It's very precise and very to the point, and yet it makes the amount of impact it has to make on the reader. I'm sure that this is going to make to the list of my topmost reads of 2020, and as soon as I finish reading this, I'll definitely review this here. The next two books are actually books which I finished reading for Non-Fiction November, so this haul is very, very late. The first one is The 5 AM Club by Robin Sharma. I finished reading this last week. Okay, last week was the time before I was filming this video, and it was a really, really good book, guys. Just believe me, if you want to read self-help books, and if you're very a beginner to the genre or the category of non-fiction books, I'd highly recommend this one, because it is a non-fiction that is told via a fictional story, and I just loved that aspect of this book a lot. It has a lot of things to go. Okay, you can just customize your lifestyle based on this book itself. It is really, really good. I'm sure that I'm going to make a review for this one also. I don't know when it will be up in the channel, but I'm sure that by the end of this year I would have made a review for this one, because this is one book which I think many people need to read. And if you're a beginner who wants to read self-help books or non-fiction books in general, this is a really great starting point. Okay, it is short also, it's not that huge. While you read this book, it will not feel like reading a non-fiction book or a self-help book. It will not feel boring in any instant. It is really, really good. I think Robin Sharma just has this tendency to write self-help books which are actually very practical yet very enjoyable to read. So do please try out the 5 AM Club, because I just loved it a lot. Next we have Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. Okay, I actually finished reading this book and I also posted a video on this one. It's actually the top 10 takeaways that I got from Attitude is Everything. It actually deals with how positive attitude can actually influence a lot of things in your life and change your life for the better. Okay, it was a really good book. It's a really short read as well. You can just sit down and read it within like 2 or 3 hours max, and also you need not like very actively read it. Okay, it's really good in every way. I'm sorry for the bookmark, my brother is currently reading it right now. It's really awesome. Okay, a short read but a very good read. So if you're looking for some recommendations when it comes to reading non-fiction books this November, please do try this out because it's very short and very much worth the read. Next we have Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. Elizabeth Acevedo has become one of my favorite authors in the past 2 years. Okay, I read her first book, The Poetics, in 2019, loved it a lot, and in February this year I read With the Fire on High, which is her second book. The first book and this book are written in verse, so the story is just told via poems, and the second one, With the Fire on High, is just a normal novel. But I preferred her verse style of writing more because it was very beautiful. Okay, she just knows how to convey the emotions of human beings through words in the perfect way. I just like that aspect of the Poetics a lot, and I'm expecting to get such kind of vibes from this one also because it's also written in verse. It's a bit huger than the Poetics, which I'm very much intrigued and ready to read. So I think if I started, I'll be able to finish it in like 3 or 4 hours max because it's written in verse. It's also a really short read. Let's just see how I'm going to enjoy this or not. Lastly, I have another book from the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and it is Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare again, and 3 other authors, but I'm going to just say Cassandra Clare because it's her legacy if you ask me. This character whom you see here is one of those characters. By the end of the Mortal Instruments, something happens to him and he is going to be transformed into a Shadowhunter. That's actually the plot of this entire book. It's not a novel, it's a collection of short stories. It has 10 to 11 short stories if I'm not wrong. So it does have all those characters whom we saw in the Mortal Instruments coming up in here, and I'm very much intrigued to pick it up. Also, this character is one of my top 3 favorites from the series. Magnus is my most favorite, and there are 2 other characters. I'll not say their names. If I say it, it'll spoil the Mortal Instruments for you, just as I said before. So I'm very much pumped to read this as well, and I'm sure that I'll be reading this in December as well. Okay, so these are all the books that I've bought in the past 2 to 3 months, and if you did enjoy watching this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel because I publish new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.